Hey everybody, this is Roberto Blake of robertoblake.com helping you create something awesome today. So today I'm going to give you 5 reasons to buy a 85mm prime lens for your cameras. Whether you're shooting Nikon or Canon or Sony or whatever, I really think that everybody should consider the possibility of an 85mm prime, and I'm going to give you my top 5 reasons why. So number 1 is the focal length. At 85mm, we've got a tremendous focal length, and it's not just good for portraits, it's also good for street photography. And the thing that I like about this focal length is it forces you to be creative. You actually have to really think about your composition a lot more, and it does give you some flexibility. Now granted, on the Nikon 85mm f1.8 and a lot of the similar lenses like it, the minimum focus distance is about 0.8 meters or roughly 2.2 feet for those of us in the United States. And so you do have to have some distance between you and the subject in order to focus. This could be a good thing though, because especially when you're taking portraits, having that distance means that there's less awkwardness and you can probably get much better shots overall because your models will relax. This is also good in the case of street photography if you want to get candids. I do like the focal length for the creative things that forces you to do, and I think that that is a very appealing option, especially if you're a new photographer. Really stretch those creative muscles. Number 2, the beautiful bokeh. The bokeh quality that you get when you open this up for wide apertures and you get that depth of field is stunning. Whether you're doing photography or video, the bokeh quality from an 85mm lens is just amazing, is gorgeous, and you can see that in some of the shots that I've popped up here on the screen. But I think this could be tremendous for you in either case, whether you're doing photography or video. This is going to get you some amazing shots with a great film look in terms of depth of field, and I think you should really look at it for that and for subject isolation. I think that when you're using an 85mm lens, that subject isolation and what you get out of it is one of the best features overall. Which brings me to the third great thing about buying an 85mm lens, and that is the lack of distortion. When you're shooting portraits and you're shooting with the 35mm f1.8 or even a 50mm f1.4 or f1.8, the thing is, there is a little bit of lens distortion, and that is really not great on portraits. You can see what it does to somebody's face. When you shoot with an 85mm prime, it's a lot closer, even when you're on a cropped body, to what you would be seeing naturally, and so you get a much more flattering image, especially if you're doing anything with beauty or if you're doing headshots for a model. This is an ideal lens for that, and at the price, you really can't beat that. A lot of people like to use a 24 to 70mm lens, and they usually just take it to the maximum on that, or they're shooting at around 85 or 90 on a 70 to 200. The 85mm is a great compromise. The fourth reason to invest in 85mm lens is due to low light situations. In low light situations, when you want to shoot close-ups, when you want to shoot portraits, or if you want to shoot candid street photography, the 85mm is a great option, especially if you go ahead and you get a model that either allows you to shoot at f1.2, f1.4, or f1.8. And you can get a lot of those options from Canon and Nikon. I have links for all of those in the description below for you, but this is tremendous for that, especially if you're shooting DSLR video. This could actually open up some new creative opportunities for you in those low light situations that you just wouldn't be able to get with a 50mm. My last and fifth reason for you to get 85mm lens is the compression. What I mean by the compression is the way it handles the background and the way that isolates subjects. Even if your background is not anything really interesting, or it's a really crappy background, or it's a busy, chaotic street, being able to open this up to all the way to the widest aperture, maybe it's f1.8, maybe it's f1.2, and being able to isolate the subject, it looks amazing when you actually do that, and it's because of the compression, not just the wide aperture. There are other camera lenses that you can use, like the 35mm, and sure, you'll get the bokeh, but the isolation of the subject is not nearly as noticeable, it's not nearly as good. It does actually bring out some of those details, or you can get artifacts or some additional distortion there. So again, the compression factor, the lens distortion, the ability to isolate the subjects, these actually really make an 85mm lens special. And if that's something that matters to you, either for doing DSLR video or doing still photography, doing candids, doing portraiture, then this lens at under $500 as the Nikon 85mm f1.8 will be a good investment for you. If you want a different 85mm lens, again, I've got links for you in the description below, but these were my top 5 reasons for buying an 85mm lens. Now in this case, I actually haven't bought this yet. I'm renting it from Lumoid, and if you want to try it before you buy it and rent it, you can use the link up here in the annotation info card or in the description below. They are not currently sponsoring this video. However, I did rent this lens from them, and it actually was really affordable. So if I decide to buy this, it'll be because I got the opportunity to play with it a lot and make an informed decision. So if that's something you want to do, go ahead and check that out. Anyway, I hope you guys found this video informative. If you still have questions about the 85mm primes, let me know in the comment section. I'll try and answer as many of your questions as I can. Like this video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. Check out the other awesome content on the channel. As always, you guys, thanks so very much for watching, and don't forget, create something awesome today. Maybe with an 85mm lens.